I'm Chase.
And I'm Timothy.
And this is Customer Service.
Afternoon, Chase.
Afternoon, Bronco. How we doing, big dog?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm like off. You know what I mean? I'm off. I had to change my clothes because we had an event. I got water all over my sleeve because I was trying to clean something. I just drank a smoothie because I haven't eaten much today.
Protein yogurt.
It's in my mouth, so that does not great.
Yeah,
I'm feeling a little off, but I'm ready to get reset because of the podcast. Plus, this is Bad Boys Day, you know.
Hey, it's Bad Boys Day, so
wasn't as Bad Boys Day as I wanted it to be because I forgot that Willie was here. No offense to Willie, but he's just not part of the Bad Boys crew. Not a bad boy. Yeah. And we thought it was just going to be us today because people were out. Some people were moving, some people were doing. So we just thought,
let's give him a rundown.
Okay. I don't know.
Alex off today. He's moving. Yesterday there was a wildfire. Willie and Sage were trying to get their shit in order. There was a wildfire right down the street. So what we were thinking was we didn't think we had anybody in the studio today besides me, you, Abby.
Yeah.
Abby was our general manager. We'd be Bad Boys.
She's GM of the Bad Boys.
What to do. Yeah.
I don't even know what Bad Boys is really. I just like acting up and then she has to contain it.
I think what it is when there's nobody to either agree or disagree with us, we get out of hand.
We get to say whatever we want to say. We get to do whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
But yeah, you said so you alluded to event. We have a little event going on tonight. We got industry happy hour for all the folks that are in town or in the area. So some of the North Face crew, I'm assuming, is going to come out. Crocs crew is going to come out. We got
Arc'teryx crew, random individuals that own businesses, things like
in between
this,
that we know. The Bardo Kyle
boys, yeah,
not both of them, unfortunately.
Oh man,
Denver Kyle's coming. Portland Kyle's still in Portland.
Yeah,
but so one of the Kyles will be coming out. But so we got a little one too. It's catered by none other than Dry Storage. Shout out Dry Storage. He's doing pizza this time.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of excited for the onigiris, but hey, I'll settle for pizza. It's all for me. You know what I mean?
You think onigiri is better than pizza in general?
I love the onigiri from Dry Storage, but I could go either way. You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. I'm not sophisticated enough for some of the pizza that I think that Dry Storage might be putting out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that I have closer to the taste palate of like a 9-year-old from Ohio.
This is accurate.
And that's where I'm at this point in my life. So I know that they had something going on where it was like peach and prosciutto, you know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I can't think of something that is less up my alley. I can't think of something I'd rather not eat. I would never. Timothy, I know that.
Listen, we're trying to. You got to stop this. You know what I mean?
Listen,
you've surpassed 30. You're 31 now.
31.
You've got to just start being like, listen, I'm open to you having a hard opinion on something. I let a lot of things slide here, but not if you haven't tried it. You can't decide you hate something without having ever tried it.
Listen, I'll meet you midway. If a pizza shows up that has a peach on it, I'll take a bite of it. And if I like it, I'll be honest.
Listen, yeah, you have to do it too. Like, for example, everyone knows that I'm not a big fan of nature. I've pointed out multiple times that I've never noticed a tree in my life, and I'm not joking.
Yeah, he's not.
Lately, I'm out in it, and I'm just sitting outside. Not just the sun part. That's part of it, because I feel like it's like it recharges the battery if I do it.
Yeah.
But I'm out there and there's nothing to do, so I'm listening to my ambient music, just looking at nature and enjoying myself.
So when
I'm wrong, I was wrong.
Hey,
trees are nice. I'm not gonna do anything with them.
No,
you know what I mean.
Like it's not your interest.
Yeah,
but what you're saying is you can appreciate it for what it is.
I can appreciate nature, especially when it's. Luckily here we have nature, not like just backyard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's like this is like when you see a dog out in a field like doing a job, and you're like, that's what dogs are supposed to do.
Yeah, 100%.
And as much as I love like a dumbass golden retriever jumping in and out of a pool, that's not what they were bred to do necessarily. You know what I mean? So it's two different things. But it's just kind of out there. I like looking at it, and I love sitting in like the park. I walk out to the park. I think I've said this. I walk out from my front door, fully barefoot, all the way to the park. Sit in the park, and I just look at because I have like the mountains right there, and I'll just look at those for a little while and just zone out.
Yeah,
it's great.
Bro, it's tight.
So I'll eat crow, and I had to go try it.
Yeah,
because that's not fair if I haven't really made an effort.
It's fair.
I was only ever pointing out that I'd never noticed one. I've never walked past one. Like, wow, what is this? I've never done that before, and I'm not sure I'm really curious as to what different types are. I just like looking at it.
You know what I mean? That's fair. That's fair, and I like that for you. And in that same vein, I will eat food that has fruit on it, and I'll try it.
You also say you love fruit, and you love
I love
peaches.
fruit, but I want it as is. Listen, very rarely do I think it gets better fucking with it.
I can kind of agree here in that sense that like I think that most vegetables raw are just as good, if not better, 100%. Than cooked.
Now listen, let me
obviously
be clear.
There's some
that you can't eat raw.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But the ones that are acceptable raw, I would say with almost 100% certainty, I'd prefer them raw over cooked. I can't think of something.
Well, and I in most cases, I've never been like a pie. I don't love like a hot fruit.
Now that is an application in which I like it, but I think the difference is you're celebrating the fruit. It isn't to like offset some salty thing. You know what I mean?
I think you're celebrating sugar, if we're being honest, because you're cooking that bitch down until it just,
like that cherry sauce Abby made the other day.
It's good.
I could have drank it, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good. It's also cold, which I think helps. I don't like the heat element, but I'm not putting it out. I'd try it. If there's a piece of pie, I'd like, okay, I'm also, that's not the kind of sweets person I am.
Yeah, that's fair.
The sweets I'm addicted to are the very synthetic, fake candy versions of things, which I've had to I'm still running I'm like 80% raw whole foods.
Yeah.
There's a mix of things. Like the yogurt is just like a good way to get protein, and I don't like eating much in the morning.
What are you going to do?
It forces me to eat something in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's good for I'm trying to reset my gut biome, because I swear to God, since Japan, it's like things have never been exactly the same. Like I had some virus, I think, that
you had some virus, and then couple that along with traveling, like being up at altitude and shit, your body gets fucked up, dude. You were unwell, you know?
So I've done this for like almost 2 weeks now. Like dinners are very like, like cucumbers and tomatoes and like a chicken breast. You know what I mean? Just that kind of, and I'm loving it, dude. I feel great. I feel like $1 million. And I feel like you have to do it for a certain amount of time. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to do, and like at the end of like next week, I'm going to do a juice cleanse.
Yeah.
You should join me, man. It's like 140 maybe.
How many days?
3. Easy.
I think I could do 3.
Light work.
I think a week would get tough, but I've been thinking about it too, because like yesterday I was talking to Discord. I was like, man, I've been eating like a dickhead.
Let's do it. We can document it. We can do it for content.
Ooh, where do you get it? Is it? Are you ordering it online?
There's like a Boulder place that's good. Because I feel like you want to do it like locally if you can, obviously.
I am interested in it. Let me think on it, but I think I want to try it.
3-day
and just figure it out.
I think it's like 150, and you get like the 3-day, the 3 a day that you get. So you get 3 juices a day. Mm-hmm. And then I also have like a supplement where they have like a mushroom coffee sort of situation, so you can get like a little bit of caffeine.
You're getting something.
Yeah. I think I added in the boosters too. So there was a couple like ginger boosters and shit, and all this shit that they upsell me on.
I'm open to trying it, bro. I've been feeling like the thing is it might be the shakeup I need to really reset my shit. Do you know what I'm saying? So. Okay, I'm interested in this. Let's talk about it out there. I want to see what the situations are. Would you be open to eating some almonds? What's the deal?
I think that I've done it in the past where you eat like salad with no dressing, or maybe you eat some like raw almonds or something. You can keep it like really light if you.
Because I mean, like, bro, like in that case, like
I don't think you should do it on the first day. You gotta just do it.
Just let it
run. And to be honest with you, I still think like the best version is when you just like accept it and just do it, because it kind of sucks. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. The first day is fine. The second day is a little rocky. Third day you're ready to be done, but you're sort of in the zone.
Yeah, you're already.
That's why I've always thought that like if you could run the 5-day one, I don't think I've ever done a 5-day, and that would be almost better, because I bet by the third day you're like I'm chilling, I'm good, because you got to kill off the receptors that want all the bad shit. You know what I mean? And this is not science speak, because I don't know what I'm talking about. That's in my head what it is.
What's it called? Placebo counts for something. You know what I mean? So, question before back to food, not so much on the juice, but. In regards to the whole food thing, I think I've mentioned on the pod, but if not, are you guys open to cooking like a whole chicken, like roasting a whole chicken in the oven?
We usually just get like a rotisserie chicken from somewhere. Except for the one thing where Whole Foods sucks. If you get a rotisserie chicken, you don't want that shit from Whole Foods. It's bad.
For real?
I think it's bad, dude.
How so?
Anywhere else is better.
Like Costco and shit. But
dry. Yeah. Feels like they froze it and unfroze it.
Here's the thing, dude. Is what I was gonna say is. Rotisserie chicken's dope. I like that. It's easy to have for you got greens, whatever, you can pull it. But Michelle found this recipe. It's like you roast the whole chicken, right?
I mean, it's not that hard to do. It just takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, it just takes the time.
I don't want to do it in the summer, man. It's just, I don't want to run
you
the
guys'
oven.
crib gets so hot.
I don't like to run the oven in the summer.
To be fair, we're also trying to not run it so much. But
so,
we found this video from some girl in the UK, roast the whole chicken, and then basically you leave all the drippings and stuff in the pan. You fill it with rice, turmeric, that, and the other.
Oh, you're talking about a different sort. You can actually just do that with chicken thighs too.
Yeah. And you do add, I think you add some broth, but you can just get some
Abby's got a great
broth
recipe for that. It's really
good. That got me thinking. I think I want to try to make that here soon. That sounds stellar, man. But
well, anyway, diet update.
Yeah. Nonetheless,
I feel a little better, but I think the juice cleanse will really. I'm doing that, and then I ordered some like stuff that's like gut biome stuff. You know, to like reset my situation.
Hey,
I feel like sometimes you got to do that because it's like when you feel tired for no reason. Sometimes I'm like, I feel like there's something wrong
weighing you down.
In the gut.
Yeah, man, I would like to do a whole physical reset. Might just be the push I
going
need.
to one of those things where they put the thing on your face and make us run, and then we sit in water and they monitor our. Let's do all that shit, whatever it is.
When I in 7th grade, I had to go because I was like, yo, I can't fucking breathe, Mom. Like, I can't breathe. And they ultimately diagnosed me with asthma, this and that. But the way you do it is you take a deep breath and exhale, and they measure how much force and how much air you're exhaling from your lungs, and then you run and do it again, right? And so I was peak soccer conditioning, middle of summer, you know what I mean? And they do it, and then I'm running, and the lady's like, you tired yet? I was like, no, I could go for a minute, you know what I mean? So I ran 15, 20 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes. And it turns out I did have asthma, but I could have just kept running. I just didn't realize it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I haven't done any sort of like monitoring of my body or anything like that in a long, long time. Hey, I went to the doctor,
the rules with the nasal cavity. Well, the eye doctor. Hold on, everybody.
I went to the eye doctor.
If you ever do the thing where they have to pump the nasal thing, you know the rules that I get to come. If you ever get the thing in there, then they.
Why, you want to see it?
I want to see it happen. Yeah, I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube of it happen.
Oh, for real?
We've talked about this.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you. I went to the eye doctor after my prescription, but separately from that, I did finally get a call back from the ENT here in Boulder.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I had a voicemail from like an old lady, and she was like, "We're so sorry, we had a glitch in the system. I see you had signed up for a consultation 8-9 months ago or whatever it was." So I think that's reminding me. I am going to follow back up, and I would like to go get a consultation because part of me is like, I can breathe fine, but also I can't fucking breathe fine, man.
Just go get it looked at. In a worst case scenario, you go, man, I don't know if I want to go forward with that, but blah blah blah. You're
saying exactly what Mishan said.
Just go.
I'm scared of it all, but nonetheless, I am doing it. So
yeah, good.
That's that.
All right. Well, that's a start. Okay, what's going on in our world? What's anything?
We're busy. We've been looking at merch today. We did a little. It's trying to get stuff in, but it's
I think people think like, oh, you just like go to a printer and it's like really easy and kind of, but like at our level, you got to do it at a certain amount, and then you got to deal with all this negotiation back and forths and sourcing and blah blah blah, and like maybe one thing sources great, but another thing doesn't, and then we're trying to do a pretty big drop here coming up of like.
Just stuff.
I don't know, like 10 items. It feels like 10 different things. So we're working on it. So everyone that's been like waiting or wanting, and the other thing is just trying to get it right, because the problem is like, I mean, I'll be transparent. The first place we had changed their rules up. I mean, it was the best stuff we'd ever had. It was so perfect, and then they just switched the rules up and basically were like,
made it so you need to.
We needed to start a separate business to try to like keep up, because what they wanted, it felt like monthly. They were trying to just shoo us along, so they shoot us along, whatever.
So be it.
And then the next place was sort of inconsistent, and then it was like, shit, I don't know if we can get back into this, and some stuff worked, some stuff didn't. Third one was like, there's good stuff here, but there's like, there's things I would have changed if it was going to be more of a, and so it's a lot of that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Just like constant reassessing, and it's just not
trying to find some sort of regular,
so
that you know what you can.
Yeah, it's a pain, man. In all honesty, but we're getting it done.
Yeah,
little by little. So what else?
We could talk deliveries real quick. We got some stuff. We got Hoka's that release Friday, correct? This Friday.
We got Crocs that are supposed to release tomorrow, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Or
didn't get a shipment or anything today. So that's
complicated. And then I think Thursday is what's Thursday? Doc Martens release.
Docs?
Yeah, because those new ones that we got,
Oh, those were a special release?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And then I know we definitely on Friday have a Hoka release that's pretty big.
Yeah.
So if anyone's been looking for the Stinsons, that's like the oldest model that Hoka ever did.
Yeah.
Kind of like kickstarted their brand and everything. They haven't re-released them in the original colors ever.
Yeah.
So they're coming to special retailers. We're one of them.
That's dope. We also have the Quo watches.
Quo watches are back. Yep, finally.
We didn't have them for a long, long time. We got quite a big restock.
Really cool stuff.
Really sick. The one kind of reminds me of your watch, and again, I'm not a watch guy. It's one of those things where there's something, you say it a lot, but I'm down to spectate from afar. I don't need to participate in everything to appreciate and think it's cool. I've gone back and forth. I'm not a watch guy. When we come up on some money, I'll buy a Rolex. But beyond that, it's just I'm not gonna do it. I want a Rolex. But these are really dope though. So if you are a watch guy, you should cop one too.
I mean, I think that the nice thing about these is they're more like vintage flavored. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Size is more vintagey, a little bit more approachable. I mean, great watches are great watches, and that's its own thing and its own investment and its own everything. But these are also nice because, quite frankly, for what you get, made in Japan, in Kyoto, Japanese movement, really smart design as far as like what they took from vintage and what they didn't, you know what I mean? Like what they made new. Yeah. Sizes are great. A lot of options, great fucking packaging on everything. Like what, skeleton backs, like what you get for like somewhere between like $300 and $500, $600 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like you can't touch that with anything else. So to me, it's like kind of a perfect blend of things. Yeah. Plus, like obviously that's not cheap, but you're a little less like nervous around the watch too. So it can just be a great everyday watch. And there's like great ones too where they come with a leather strap and a metal, so you can kind of do a sport look in it. So it's pretty versatile. Yeah. I think they're great as far as like my money goes. Like that's the coolest watch you can get if you're especially if you're into unique looks and unique. It's a unique brand. It's not super popular or that's not popular, but it's just not like carried at many places.
Widely known. Yeah.
Really cool stuff. I mean, especially for what you get for what you pay.
Yeah, dude, the technology behind watches is so cool.
Yeah,
I want to open one up and.
I still don't really understand it. I mean, I know what if someone's referring to different things. I kind of know what they're saying, but I don't know what it means in application.
To this day, nothing is crazier than a vinyl record player. I've said it before. Having a needle touch a piece of plastic that's spinning and then it plays sound is infinitely more impressive than a computer. Yeah,
I mean, just because I'm into like all that stuff and into like cassettes, I don't understand how that. I mean, I know it has to do with magnet, and I know how, but I'm not sure how it gets read or printed. You know what I mean? And same thing with like even my guitar pedals and stuff. I'm like, I understand what it's doing, but I don't understand how. Especially as they've gotten like newer and like crazier, like how it's processing shit. I don't understand. I find it fascinating, but also to a point where it's like as soon as you start looking at things, I'm like, I am not this kind of. This is not where my brain is smart.
In this way. Yeah. Brained.
Anything else?
No. You got anything fun going on this weekend?
This weekend, I have dinner at a friend of our daughter's.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
fun. Same place as last time.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty mellow after the birthday party and traveling and all. So
got
like a couple weekends where it's chill. So. I'm trying to take advantage of just not doing things.
Yeah.
Still dog shit in the movies right now, so not much to do there.
Yeah. Hey, I think
we got Didi next weekend though, which is good. New Sean Wang movie that's supposed to be really good. It's kind of a coming of age story. If you like, it looks a little like reminds me a little bit of mid-90s. If you ever saw that.
Yep.
Different though, I think different approach, but still like there's like a skateboarding element, and it's these kids in like 8th or 9th grade or whatever, and kind of a coming of age story about that.
Dope.
So seems really good. A24 produced, should be good.
Yeah,
got great reviews. So looking forward to that one.
Nice. I'd love to go to the movie, man. I'm waiting for some home releases to come through. We watched a bunch of Olympics recently, but we watched some random movie hit Netflix called Queen Pins. Have you seen it? It's like Kristen Bell and Vince Vaughn and shit. It's about like starting a coupon empire. It was a fun watch.
Is it on Apple TV?
No, Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a really fun, easy watch. Nothing really to report on. But we're not doing shit this weekend. We got my mom and sister coming into town. They're flying in Saturday morning and flying out Sunday.
This weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're calling it flying into town to have dinner type thing.
Okay.
So we'll figure out somewhere fun to take them for dinner.
Nice.
Cook for them a little bit. Other than that, just kick it. You know what I mean? We've also been going.
As far as you guys go, yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But that's about it, bro.
Okay. Well, we if you're not on the Patreon, You should be for a million reasons, but one of them being we've been introducing some new like types of the podcast just because we're doing the video element now, and we discovered because we're idiots that we can share our screens, which we didn't know. So we've been doing some fun stuff. So we just did a review for a bonus Patreon episode that if you have Patreon and haven't checked out, you should. If not, you should join Patreon and check it out. But plus all the other logs of everything else we've done in there. But this one is like we reviewed like old lookbooks. Which is kind of fun to like
of ones that we shot. So
I have ones we shot.
This is from.
It would be fun to look through new ones. I actually think it would be fun once we've kind of finalized like some like maybe spring or fall. Maybe start reviewing those so people kind of can see what's coming in. We can point out what we got.
You think coming for future?
Like maybe for fall? Yeah, we look for fall because it's not in yet. We can kind of go through some of those lookbooks and things like that. That'd be kind of fun.
I feel you. Yeah.
I don't know. We can think of more things, but anyway, we're gonna do that today in a way, and then if you liked it, we got it on the Patreon too, so you should check that out.
Yeah.
But it was fun to kind of like tell all the stories of the lookbooks because maybe you've seen them, but you don't know all like the dumb shit that went into them. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Because a lot of them were like back in the day when there was 5 of us here in town, 4 of us in some cases. You know what I mean? So we were
early days,
an even tighter knit crew, and so it was funny to Abby was pregnant with Gia and. Random little 1-2s had to travel out to this location and funny stories involving that and Cooper in general. So, but
so that's fun. We've got a special one today and this is like, listen, we didn't go like deep dive because we're going to do celebrity style review. Here's what it's going to look like. I'm going to pull it up.
Yep.
I've done Google search of name of celebrity style.
Yeah.
So anyone else can do this with us if they want to look at the same shit. I guess you'll see it, but you can look along too.
Are you picking a particular photo, or are you picking? We're just
going to browse through a bit.
Cool.
Okay.
I got you.
We'll make any comments you want to make, and at the end, you will rate it from the style, personal style. This is not to do with whether you like them or not.
Yeah, sure.
This is not to do with what movies or acting they've done. This is not to do with if you like them or not. This is simply style.
Understood.
Okay, I chose people that are pretty obvious. So sorry, I didn't do anything crazy. That's what I mean. Like I didn't do any deep dives or anything. If you have other ones you think you want us to do, send us a list. We'll add them to a list. We'll do a part 2 or part 3 or however many you want us to do. But we'll start here and just see how this goes. These were like ones where it's either like they're in the zeitgeist and people are talking about their style a lot, or they're like celebrities people have brought up to us.
Sure.
That kind of thing.
Nothing too obscure.
No, these are not obscure. Yeah. These are. These ones. Okay, so just got to remember how to do this. And here we go. And we're going to start it wherever it's at right now. Okay. Jeremy Allen White.
The fella of
now,
the
Chase,
Bear.
remember? You and I both have to remember, for our audio listeners, we have to do a little explaining, too, as we go.
Okay.
As we're looking.
So
here, I'll pull this up and we'll just go, I'll just click over. Okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So, I mean, he's got a nice casual style. This feels like, because sometimes like celebrities get popular and then it's like they clearly have a stylist now.
Somebody
so
bottled
like
his
you know what I
clothes and
mean,
shit
like
for you. Yeah.
This still feels like it's enough just a guy that it's good.
Yeah.
I like that element of it.
No, I think he dresses well for himself. It's very like this. It might be a little fashion forward with the sweater vest, but for the most part,
I mean, it's a
very
Lacoste
attainable
sweater vest.
Yeah,
no, you know what I'm saying? Like this is like I wear sweater vests all the time.
That's
I
true.
don't think
That's
of it as
true.
fashion. I just did it when I was younger and I do it now.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like it truly wasn't a cool thing. You can ask my mom. It was just like I think it was probably cool in the 90s, and then I just kind of I felt comfortable in it and then kept doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I
he's
think.
he's
I
like
clicked
a
on
handsome
something.
dude who's like fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's not wearing anything crazy. He's dressing well for.
Listen, I love the hat choice because it's very much what I like.
It's
and he's doing it with
right
suits
now.
and stuff. So I'm pro this. I don't even think I can really be mad because the more I'm going through. It's a lot of what I like.
It's all just good. It's light wash jeans,
Yeah.
Sandals or white sneakers, and then
Yeah,
like
son of a bitch. I
a
feel
button.
like
it turns out he's doing a Timbo bit.
I feel like, and the thing is, like, I watched season 1 of The Bear when it was on TV.
Yeah.
Still coming out little by little, and then it got really popular, and then I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you, and then just didn't go back to it until like last week.
Yeah.
And then I started rewatching.
Are you all?
I'm almost
fully-
caught up. Yeah. So little by little.
Interesting. No, I think the dude he's found something that works for him. You know what I mean? He's a handsome dude.
Yeah,
he's clearly a strong guy.
Smokes cigs. He looks fucking cool.
Yeah, he's ripping the cigs. It's
what
cool.
do you think about the all white Cortez? He seems to be doing that a lot. What do you think about that? You think that's like a tough? It's a tough shoe.
Yeah,
it's a divisive shoe. I mean, sometimes you see it and you're like, damn, and sometimes I'm seeing it and like, that's the ugliest shoe I've ever seen.
There was when I was in 7th grade, there was an 8th grader named Arthur who had the all white Cortezes, and he would hoop in them. And I thought, man, those are so fucking cool.
He's hooping in Cortezes?
Yeah.
Damn, that is cool.
No, this is good.
I mean, fuck, man, I can't be mad at it because I feel like I'm whatever line he's got, I got the same one.
However he approaches clothing is the same way you do.
I mean, he's doing a little bit more of a thing, but yeah. Is he dating Dakota Johnson? That would be an incredible combination
friendship.
as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, he's cool. I mean, I still think the coolest version of him was when he had his hair like he did in Iron Claw and he looked like Gia. But yeah, I'm gonna give this. There's no like, and look, I'll be critical of my own thing. It's not like original. This is basically just ripping like, kind of. My whole thing is like like a Upper East Coast.
Yeah.
Casual.
Waspy. Mm-hmm. May or may not have
kind
a boat.
Kind of grungy though for some reason.
Yeah,
like what it is. Drives like a Volvo as a grocery
100%,
getter.
100%.
Like the long boy, that kind of thing. So it's nothing original. I'm going to say 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
for me.
it's good.
9
it's
out
really
of 10.
solid. It literally
What's
is
your
exactly
number?
how you dress. I would give it I'd give it like 8 or a 9. It's good. He looks good.
It looks good. It looks
very
cool.
inoffensive. You know what I mean?
Not divisive at all. Okay, so we're going to say you're giving him, you go with 8, I'll go with 9.
Deal,
I think that's strong enough.
Deal.
Yeah. Okay, next, a classic Ryan Gosling.
Rygo, baby.
I'm going to tell you right now, I like Ryan Gosling. I've never liked how he dressed.
Here's the thing. 2 things. I love Gosling. I love his aura. I like a lot of his movies.
He seems like a nice guy.
He seems like a nice, good guy. I will say this. Tell me if you agree. And there's some other men in this lineup that we're going to get to. I don't this is not me knocking him. I'm a Rygo fan. He's not that handsome.
I think that's a confidence thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's like a confidence thing. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I think you'd get in front of him and be like, God damn it. Like, you'd melt a little bit.
Yeah,
because he's just got like a vibe and an aura that's like hard to
I like his
with.
aura.
Yeah.
He's clearly a cool guy with a capital C.
Here's what I'm going to give him as I go through. I think he's a little stuck in when he was in his late 20s, early 30s. Because this feels very like...
This looks like...
early, mid-2000s.
What you got on here is a little bit like Express It in the Mall type beat. You know what I mean? Like the pants are tight.
It's a blend of rich guy that also was kind of into the made in U.S. trend.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Fair. But then stayed.
Yeah, but then he didn't evolve. Here's his biggest problems right now are his footwear choices are not great. You know what I mean? And the pants are too skinny. He never left the skinny.
If he just casualize it just a little bit.
Buy a 501, my guy. Like anything that's like just buy a straight leg. I mean, he's a good looking, handsome, trim guy. He doesn't need a wide leg pant. That would look foolish. He's too old for that.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Like a baggy ass pant.
But this is too. Look at the rise on this pant. That's no good.
No,
it's messing the whole fit. You know what I mean? See the pants. It's tight.
And you know what? I think that last photo he's wearing 875s. It looks like Red Wings.
Yeah, I mean he's always been doing that work, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that old kind of just not. I think it's. I don't know. I don't love it, man. If I'm just being honest with you, I just don't think that. I don't think the sauce is there. I think he looks great in a suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think he looks really great in a suit. But I think that like casual style, I'm just sort of mid on.
Yeah, I completely agree.
These looks aren't bad, you know?
No. But it's not
good that
either.
feels like Express, though.
Yeah. Express would be the way that I would put it. You think like Express and H&M.
It's not for me, man, but I think, here's the thing. You can't fuck with it because he looks great. You know what I mean? And he has a confidence. I like his general, like, I think he normally, without looking this stuff up, I think he normally wears great watches, great jewelry.
He's a
solid
refined
there.
gentleman.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I think he should just lean more into like that sort of like older guy look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think that he just can still do the casual thing, but just make it a little bit more like Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
He looks American, even though I know he's Canadian, but he looks like that kind of thing.
He is Canadian, yeah.
You know, I just think that's what needs to happen.
No, I love that. You're right.
Yeah.
Just do luxurious Ralph Lauren. Do your thing.
Yeah.
But find the things you want from like the high end Ralph Lauren shit.
Yeah, just wear like American sportswear classics.
Yeah.
And I think you'd look like $1 million.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then you can still do the fun jewelry and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, but nothing else. But even then, it just always feels like he's got like kind of like the wrong shades on, or it's just like always like a smidge off.
Yeah.
I'm a Ryan Gosling guy. I think he's great.
It's like 5 out of 10.
I was gonna say 4. I think I'm gonna go 4. 4 out of 10.
Okay.
4 out of 10 for me. Sorry.
Sometimes
quick. I have a little bit of a problem because I like Ryan Gosling, but then I'm thinking, like, what do I like him in?
I was just gonna say, can you give me like top 2, top 3 movies of his that you enjoy?
I mean, people like Drive, but I think Drive's just okay. It's entertaining, but I don't know. It's not. Yeah. It's just okay.
I do. I mean,
for
like
me, Blue
Drive.
Valentine is probably the best thing he's been in for his acting goes. But he just kind of played a despondent dude. I mean, I think that's like what he's built for.
God, he played that dude really well though. Like a normal guy.
You know what his best fit was? When he's moving, he's like, I don't know if he's a mover. I can't remember what the deal is, but he's in the back of like a moving truck.
Yeah.
And then she comes and he's talking to an employee. I mean, this has been so long since I've seen this movie, but he's got kind of this really cool, like beat up red t-shirt and I think like black jeans. Like beat up black jeans. And I'm like, this is a very cool look for him. And he's got like a nice little piece of jewelry. It's cool.
Yeah.
That worked for him.
Man, he is cool in that movie. Talk about charisma. You know what I mean?
But I'm not like a La La Land guy. I get what it is, and I think it's good for what it is. You know, I really do. Yeah. But it's not my flavor, so I can't say. So I'm not sure what I like. Love him in,
aesthetically.
Half Nelson's really good. That's an early indie of his. That's good.
Yeah,
Half Nelson was good. He's like a
think about when he's in Place Beyond the Pines.
Oh, Place Beyond the Pines, I forgot about. But
think about how fucking cool he looks.
It's like
there.
25 minutes of the movie.
Is it?
It's the first. Remember, it's the thing is built into 3 stories. It's the first story.
I've literally seen the movie fully once. I've seen the Rago part probably 6 times, and then I just turned it off.
And what's the thing? Well, see, I like the whole thing. I like it all in pieces. I will say aesthetically, that's the coolest part. But I don't know. Even the third act with the sons are pretty cool too.
Who are
that's
the
a great
kids?
movie.
Is
that's
one
an underrated
of them
movie.
Dane
DeHaan.
That dude's he's a cool looking motherfucker.
And then the other one is like somebody's kid, like. Not Val Kilmer's kid. Maybe it is. It's somebody like it's something like it's some celebrity's kid. And he's great too. At least he plays it. I knew that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like I knew that kid that he's playing opposite. Yeah. So he's got movies, but it's not like banger after. It's not like he makes perfect choices.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes good money choices, and I think he's a blockbuster actor.
He is.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that's not my kind of flavor. You know, I'm not going to go see The Fall Guy. It's not my thing. You know what I mean? If it's on at home and free, I could fall asleep to it. You know,
you like
but it's
that movie with Steve Carell? The Big Short? Great movie.
Oh, The Big Short. Yeah, that's good.
Great movie.
But he's also not in it like that much. I mean, he's like
I just know he's in it, but
the Christian Bale is kind of the best one in that to me.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's really good.
Dude, Christian Bale is so cool. Christian Bale, we should add to this, or we could do him at a later time.
Yeah.
Dane DeHaan, because I think he's got a really cool look, a very severe look about him.
I don't know what his style's like, but that's helpful. We don't know.
Well, I've seen him in like a GQ shoot.
We should have probably looked up the guys from Challengers and that dude that was in that horny movie that people watched over Christmas or whatever.
What about Skarsgård, the young one?
Oh yeah.
Is his dad? Are they related?
I don't know. I'm not.
But Skarsgård, that he looks cool.
Okay. Well, we got names to add to the list.
Yeah.
All right. 4 to 10, 5 out of 10. Sorry, Rago.
Bad. Sorry, bro.
All right. Elordi.
Again, another one that it eludes me. How people, it's like if you saw that dude, you'd be like, he might be good at like tennis or something, but that'd be about as far as I think about him.
My guy, he's like 7 feet tall, and he's like, he's got a good head on him.
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean?
You get the appeal?
I get the appeal.
Yeah.
I think he's actually going to have. I mean, this has been discussed. I think he's actually going to have some trouble with acting because he's a big guy.
Yeah,
and you can't like shrink yourself. And that proportionally, it's you know, you watch him in Priscilla, you're like, he is towering over everyone in this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Was Elvis big? Do you know? Just anecdotally.
I mean, he got big. What do you mean? I mean, tall?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know.
Anyway, I mean, I will say though, the fits here are dope. It kind of looks like he could be part of the Canoe Club Discord. You know what I mean with some of these kits.
It's approachable.
Yeah.
I like that. Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I really love. He mixes it up nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Some
in terms
people
of
are
styles?
able to. I'm not one of these guys. Some people are able to mix up their shit and still look the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And
I
not
feel
look
like
costumey.
He's got that going because like this does not look. He doesn't look like he's wearing a costume, and it looks cool. And then he's here with his little cassette bag and stuff, and he looks. That doesn't look any different than what I just looked at.
No, it looks good. Looks good.
I gotta be honest. The more I'm going through this, I mean, I think there's like a couple misses in here, but like for the most, but like I don't love that Pieces Power sweatshirt. That feels pandering. But and again, it's like I love this. Like this sweater and this hat.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
But the shoes, the Dior shoes, I don't know about that. This is very cool. It looks like an Our Legacy model. Here. Again, here we go with the same. This is where I worry that it's a stylist, man, because you're like, you really like Ride the Lightning, dog. Like that's the one you love Ride the Lightning. And you and all these other people who buy vintage t-shirts just happen to love Ride the Lightning. Yeah. It's like, that's not their best record, number one.
Anytime you see a Metallica t-shirt, you have to assume that the person doesn't actually listen to Metallica. It's just like that.
Yeah, unless it's Kill 'Em All, and then I kind of trust it, because if that's your favorite, that's the best one.
Yeah?
It's my best one, and everything else after that you could basically throw away. So
no, I think he looks good. I think he looks really good, especially for being that tall. Because when you get that tall, too, you can proportionally look funny. You know what I mean?
I guess my only thing, love that little Prada jacket on that he's got on there. And, again, it's like he just like will mess up one thing where it's like these shoes mess up this whole cool little sweatshirt.
It's hard for me to see, but it looks like
yeah. It looks or probably like whatever, probably like Celine or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it feels a little contrived. It feels like he's trying to be like an artsy guy, and I wish maybe he was leaning a little bit more into like the Chad energy that he definitely is going to carry. But I'm mixed on this. This feels like
that's a cool
you'd
fit,
fuck
though.
with. Yeah. I'm mixed. I'm going to say 7 out of 10.
I give it 8. I dig it.
7 out of 10.
Some of those shots, the way shit's fit in him is how I want it to fit me.
Yeah, I mean, if you were 7'2", I think you'd have no trouble. You know what I'm saying?
I want to make it clear too that I am 5'11" legally. If I could be 6'10", I would. If I could snap my fingers and agree to it, I would do that right now.
Not me. I want to just be plain 6 foot with the most general proportions you can have, because I just want to fit clothes well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So 6 foot 155.
Hey.
But no, my torso and the legs are perfect.
Same thing, yeah.
Arm length is normal. Everything's normal.
Yeah, I feel you.
All right, yeah. I'm really comfortable with it. Again, this one, it's like cool tee. I like that it's tucked into the pant fit is good, but then the Golden Goose, like what the fuck, dude?
The thing is, he dresses like not a celebrity. He more so dresses like a kid who has like a tech job in LA. He's like a Silver Lake kid.
He dresses just like a little bit better than like a guy on the Throwing Bits Discord.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he's got more money.
Yeah, he's rich.
Okay, here we go. Harry Styles, complicated one because he really does a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now this to me has to be a stylist / he is sponsored by Gucci and shit. You know what I mean? Whatever sort of sponsorship, but whatever deal he's got going there. And I think that we're going to have some troubles here because we've got a lot of stage costuming mixed in, which I don't think that doesn't count. That's for a performance. You've got a certain look to your album, whatever the fuck it is.
I think he's a handsome dude with a cool way about him, but everything we've seen is a costume.
Let me tell you this much though: if anybody is going to pull off the crazy Gucci, he does look natural in it. Yeah. I mean, nothing looks.
No, it works
to me
for him.
Like. I don't know who else could you put in that?
You know what? Here, look, like that suit in the middle right there. It's that crazy pattern suit. He looks good in that. It's a costume.
I mean, that's a complicated fit with the bell bottom and the 70s style length on the jacket. I mean, that's not an easy thing to pull off. The other look there with the black pants that are also kind of the Beatle fit. It looks good on him.
Yeah, it does look good on him. It does look good on him. But again, if he showed up to a Halloween party wearing that, you'd be like, oh, cool, you dressed up.
I just feel a little like sometimes it's like one thing too many, very like, it's just
or it's like kind of look at me.
I don't need the pearls here. I don't need the little feather scarf. That feels like a bridge too far. Either thing on their own, I'm loving. He's got the little doily collar on the one. That's great enough. The scoop neck with the short blazer, that's enough. I didn't need the one more thing.
I got you. Very fair.
Which makes me feel like stylist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they just try to like...
That's
embellish.
Good.
You know what I mean? Again, this is good, but I don't need the purple socks. You know what I mean? Like
fair.
That was it's one thing too many. This is great. Yeah, I mean it's tough. It's like it's also like I feel like this is where celebrity style gets complicated in that I don't know.
He's not gonna wear it to the store.
I don't know what his real style is.
Yeah,
is when I'm looking at this, I don't know what it like actually is. I'd say if I'm only judging the things that looked like he was wearing them normally, I go.
I really don't like it. It's not my thing. I give it a 3.
I think that's too low, but that feels right for you.
That's fine.
See, I hate that. This feels like how Ryan Gosling dresses, which we're going to get to, and I know you'll be mad at me. I mean, not Ryan Gosling, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, yeah.
Except for he'd have, like, dunks on with it, and you're like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, what do you want? Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to give it a 5 because I don't know where to land on it. Because there's aspects that I think are really great, you know what I mean, that he's doing and able to do those things. Because I like that fashion, and I like that it's got, like, a very specific thing. Like, when you close your eyes, you can kind of think of things. I think that's really great. It's complicated because I don't know what his real thing is, because he's got, like, it seems like half the time he has, like, these Vans on, and you're like, that feels like you chose those. Not
that's
because the stylist wouldn't choose those.
In that photo, it's like, yeah, that's approachable because that feels like he had those clothes actually in a house.
But he also looks like great in the shit. You know what I mean? Like he looked like if you were like nobody else can I think of could wear what I'm looking at here. You know what I mean? With these crazy drapey high waisted pants.
Well, maybe some other skinny famous actor dude. Jacob Elordi could probably pull some of these fits and look okay.
I don't think it works, man, because he doesn't have like the type of hair, and he doesn't have the vibe to pull off the kind of like slightly fantastical thing.
Fair.
You know what I mean? So I respect that, but I'm not sure how much you can attribute that style or stylist or so. I'm just gonna sit at 5 out of 10. All right, Jake Gyllenhaal. I feel like we're either gonna be surprised by his shit or it's gonna be like what I'm thinking in my head.
I view Gyllenhaal as like
it's fine.
Like, you know what? He should wear like Brunello.
Yeah.
And Loro Piana and shit like that. You know what I mean?
See, this in my head is what I was picturing.
This right there?
Well, he's got like the Jordans and then like the
cargo pants.
The hat that nobody's worn a hat like that since, it was cool to wear a Burton shirt.
Yeah.
It's just too much. See, same thing here. A lot of celebrities. Right. Krasinski is like a victim of a lot of like guys that are like guys that try to have style are like, I've got like regular jeans, chambray shirt, and Jordans. And you're like, who told you this was cool? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah. No, Gyllenhaal looks good. Like, that looks good.
How much are you attributing to Gyllenhaal just looking good?
I love Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he looks great.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure the style on its own. I mean, I guess he does have like a little MA1 with that, which is a kind of a tough, army on army is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's all right. I like the vibe.
The man has done so many. This is dope. Look at that. Go back one. That's dope. Gray crew neck, white t-shirt poking out, black pants, black shoes.
I just think this is a little, for me, I don't love it.
Yeah.
Hate the shoe choice. I don't know,
man. I dig it for him.
I don't know. This is famous, but that's stylist. You know what I mean? Like that. This whole shoot you can see here. This was great. It just feels very Suit Supply to me. You know.
Maybe back on the express train.
I don't know.
Some Made in USA era stuff, obviously.
It's nice, but that's from that same shoot.
Yeah.
I just think right. On his own devices, he kind of dicks it up, you know?
Yeah. Hey, he's too busy. He's too busy, dude. Being
the tie-dye Russ and
good
Daughter
shows
shirt.
And movies.
I don't know. I mean, it's like you see a second and you're like, okay. And then I'm going to go 4 out of 10 on this one. It's just not for me.
I would give him a 6 because I can get down with some of it.
I think you're primarily I just like you find him attractive.
I do.
You know
I like Jake Gyllenhaal a lot, yeah.
I get it. I mean, I think he looks great. Yeah. Any hairstyle he has, any facial hair configuration, he looks fantastic.
Listen, for 10 years, you go to the movies, you watch a Jake Gyllenhaal movie once a year. His physique has completely changed. He's got a new hairstyle, and he always looks dope. He always looks solid.
You know what? He's a big boy, and he's usually pretty jacked, and I think that is the hardest physique to have and dress well.
Yes.
Like nobody who's really jacked.
Like think about like a strong guy.
Unless you go straight like kind of that biker, something that like is a known for strong guy look. It's a tough physique to dress because it makes putting clothes on difficult because you are big in spots where
it's not.
Yeah, they don't make clothes. Yeah, so I think he does an okay job for that because nothing looks like. Rarely has he got a jean on that's too slim for him. You know what I mean? Which I think is commendable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I stand by it, but Okay, Oscar Isaac, I think we just thought he was cool. I'm not sure if he has like a known personal style. I think these are all going to be that look from the but let's look through it.
I mean, dude, that's
I mean, that's a Beams jacket, and this is all from the Scenes from a Marriage stuff. All these looks are great, but this is definitely stylist.
Because he definitely kind of blew up for a year or two, right? He was kind of everywhere.
Does look nice in the Tom Brown skirt. I mean, he pulls it off because he's got a nice build to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's tough because it's like mostly from this.
I love the the kind of fucked up messy hair shit just kind of hanging off you in a casual way that looks sick.
He's a real split man because it's like it like there's
his
certain
younger
things,
years he was figuring it out. I think now he's leaning into like
he looks great there,
good looking,
but that's him shooting for fear of God. That's not personal style, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like everything that's like him on a runway or something like that, the fits are kind of not so great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to... Here's the thing. If I'm going... This is kind of like a Harry Styles. If I'm going like red carpet or stylist, he looks great in clothes. He looks great in clothes. So for how he can wear a good fit, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
For how... If I'm mixing in the natural dressing, I think I'm going to go 5 out of 10 again.
I would agree with you there. It's very middle of the road. I don't hate it, though. Sometimes it's like you look really good, dude, and it looks like that's your actual outfit.
Whoever the stylist was, I forget. I remember reading about
where it's the Beam
them,
stuff,
but the stuff from Scenes from Marriage, he should just hire them to do everything for him, and then he could be on the right track.
You always wonder about that because you see, I can think of multiple series, movies, shows. Ryan Gosling, Place Beyond the Pines, we mentioned earlier, where it's like that looks great on them, but then you would think that you're like, well, why don't you just lean into that then? You know what I mean? Like, do you not feel good in that?
Yeah.
Because you look stellar,
yeah,
and you have the money. You could just tell whoever buys your clothes, be like, just dress me like that now. I want all my shit like that.
Yeah. Just bring me stuff.
Just do it again. I just want to dress like that character I played.
If you had a ton of money, would you do that or no? Would you have a stylist or no?
I think what I would do would be closer to a shopper, where I would be like, here's the shit I like. I want it all, and then I'll tell you what I don't want from the pile. That kind of thing. Because I am not necessarily a consumer of clothing the way that our customers are. I like what we do here at Canoe Club, and I'm very involved in what we do here, but I'm not necessarily window shopping, hardly ever, if ever.
Yeah, I'm not a shopper. I'm not a shopper because I do buying for a living. So I feel like the version that I'm used to is not what normal life is. Mm-hmm. So, and if I like doing that, plus I buy it for other people, you know what I mean, to a certain extent. Like I just sort of, I know who the customer is. I know what I'm trying to do. And I don't think of it it's like you don't really, I think if you're good at it and I think I'm okay, you don't really think about yourself so much. It's not really about you. I'm not trying to, I don't want everyone to dress like me.
There's a lot of brands when we sit down to do a buying thing that I'm like, I wouldn't wear a single thing.
But I love it.
But I think our customers are going to dig it, and I can observe it. I can be a bystander.
I like uniform is the issue, but I also like changing that uniform every 6 months, basically.
Yeah.
So I think that it would be a lot of like, I don't buy anything for a long time, and then I go on and then I get rid of everything and then go on a search. Basically what I do now, but at a maximum
Something like that, but in a much more just one-to-one.
My problem, because I'm already out of control on eBay, and sometimes I wake up the next morning, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize I put that many offers in on things. I think I would be out of control with Endless. So I don't even think I would need to. I would just be like, every jean that comes online that is in this specific set of measurements, just buy it.
I know what I would do now. It would be the John Mayer way of doing it, which is like VizVim is like, hey, what do you want? And they send him shit.
Here we go. He's next on the list. Look at that. You let us in perfectly.
Great.
Let me say this with John Mayer. I think you got to get rid of the Jake Gyllenhaal element that he's a good looking guy. So he looks pretty good and everything, has a great build. He has great hair. So what are you going to do?
Very handsome.
Forget that. We're just looking at outfits. My problem is, I think he does love fashion. I think he likes brands, though, and then he goes to a brand and then just buys everything from the brand. So when I look at him, I don't think personal style. I think I like that brand, which I think is a little bit of an issue here when you're discussing this, because you're like, yes, does he look great there? Sure, it's just Viz. You just put on a bunch of VizVim. You look at this, it's just all VizVim. I like VizVim. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I would give Mayer a 9. I think that it's like that's Viz. If it's not Viz, some of it's Capital. You know what I mean? I think he's one of these dudes where he actually has an opinion.
This is, again, though, my problem, where it's like, yeah, you put a couple pieces together and then you put some goofy ass sneakers with it, and I'm not sure I get the vision. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're going 9. We're looking through, and you're just 9 all the way. Look how skinny he is there. Wow.
You could tell different eras of photos and stuff
I
too.
Think
but yeah, I mean, I think the dude has
he
a
also
lane.
veers into the lane of like Johnny Depp too a little bit. You know what I mean? Like where it's like it's a little piratey.
I was gonna say Johnny Depp's a pirate guy.
Yeah, he's a pirate guy.
No, I like it, man. It's Americana. It's cool. He's wearing the Capitol couch in there.
For me,
dope.
I mean, like I think that's a great look.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. When he simplifies it a little bit, I think that really helps. Sometimes for me it's like the jeans and the shoes again kind of throw things off a little bit.
Pant shoe interaction is everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is a tough one for me. It's just I think it can lean a little costumey, but when it hits, it hits. Mm-hmm. You know?
Like, look,
I go 7 out of 10 for him. I go 7 out of 10.
If he walked into Canoe Club, he would find some shit, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't need to because I think he just goes Capital, I'll take it.
Send it,
or Visvim, I'll take it. But see, it's just things like this where you're like, those shoes,
it's almost
I don't care if they're rare or what they are. It just that sort of messes up the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. I like this actually.
I like it for him. I think he dresses well.
7 out of 10 for me.
I'm skewed because I know that it's his own stand, his own viewpoint.
What do you mean?
I don't think he has a team of people dressing him.
I agree, but he has Visvim dressing him basically. So it's a kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I like Visvim. If I'm giving Visvim a rating, we go 9 out of 10 or whatever. 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
But if I'm going like John Mayer's personal style, I feel like that's complicated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because given the access, he will fuck up a fit now and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
7 out of 10 still strong. Austin Butler, another character.
Austin Butler, a fellow that looks like he would rip on a dirt bike.
He does look like he'd rip on a dirt bike. Let's see here. It's like I feel like I'm both familiar and not familiar with his looks.
I'm 100% unfamiliar with his entire game.
This is great. This is great. I'll give him a 10 out of 10 because I think this looks so good for him.
That's sick.
He's just got, just for people listening, he's got like a gold button jacket with the whole denim on denim and a black shoe. It looks very like old Ralph Lauren, but him. You know what I'll say? I'm not seeing anything I'm actively against here.
No, I was going to say I don't see anything that I'm like I don't like that. I think that he's probably the most like what you said, like attainable in terms of a look. You know what I mean? He's not 6'9". He's a handsome fella, but like not jarringly so. You know what I mean? Looks good. I got no complaints.
Here's why I think he's succeeding stylistically for me personally. That's a cool look.
Sick.
Is that it feels to me as if the focus is not the loud pieces. That's going back to John Mayer. Everything's loud. You know what I mean? The jeans, the boots, the blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And all that's great if you're just like, if you're that guy who can flex like that. You know what I'm saying? This is more everything for the most part. We had a little miss on the jeans there, but for the most part, the fit is really good. It's not about the piece. It's like the fit is really great.
Yeah, it works for his
body. It's like simple stuff, but it all looks like it was like all of his jeans look like they were made for him. So I go, shit, man. I feel like I go 8 out of 10 on him.
I agree with you.
8 out of 10.
I agree with you.
8 out of 10.
Dude looks
maybe
good.
9 out of 10 too, if I'm being honest with you. Like the more I go through these, I'm just seeing a lot of stuff that I get. Yeah, you are right. He does look like he could. He's a buddy who like
rips on a dirt bike and smokes
rebuilding
cigs.
Kawasaki's. Yeah. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. Handful of misses, but for the most part, I think the general and it feels like personal style again. Though this feels like he dressed himself. Maybe I'm wrong, but they're doing so convincingly.
I was gonna say whoever then if he has a stylist, whoever's doing it is doing a good job.
Yeah. And it's just not too much, which I think has been our number one feedback here, where it's like, one thing too many. You might be leaning a little too hard on leather jackets, but other than that, it's looking good.
Hey.
Okay. Last one up, Seth Rogen, somebody who comes up a lot to us and that you see him in stuff that looks like clothes that are from us. I think he does a lot of, La Mer and, Loewe and some of these things. So let's take a look at him. Again, I feel like I know some of the hits,
Yeah.
But
like
I
you've
also
seen looks of him.
Kind of categorize him into that, into skateboarding fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe he was into it younger and now he's like, I'm comfortable in things that are skateboard adjacent.
I think from what I've seen, I love his choice of color palette generally, because I think he does sort of he's picked a color palette that matches his brand and it works
which is
for
weed.
him. you know what I mean? Yeah, but it looks like he looks like the guy who, if you were to smoke a bunch of weed and be a stoner hippie guy, this is the version you'd want to be because it feels a little bit more refined and it's fun without being corny.
Yeah.
It feels pretty put together. We used to have a customer, without calling him out, that used to come in that was he was I think he owned some weed company or something, and he was all about color palette. You know what I mean? He bought within a color palette.
Yes.
And it really did, it was a weird way to watch someone buy, because you were like, this is strange, but he only buys these burnt oranges and browns and
yellow, orange,
and it really worked for him. And it felt very 70s, which feels kind of naturally stonery.
We haven't seen him in a minute.
I haven't seen him in a while either, but yeah, it's I think he's done that well. I think definitely sometimes, I'm sure this feedback has been thrown around, that it feels a little too young for him at times.
There's a couple you've scrolled through where I could see that being the case, but then there's a couple where it's no, man, it's just it's good.
And look, I recognize, for example, this is from a show where he was trying to do that whole thing, so I won't knock him there. I think as far as evolution goes, very big. You know what I mean?
He's matured in a very tasteful way. He's a famous dude who is, I like to imagine, just doing his own thing at this point, doing his little ceramics and whatnot.
It feels organic in most cases, whether it is or isn't. It feels organic. It feels smart. You know what I mean? Well chosen for him. It's put together, but still fun. I'm pro it, man. I can't really knock any of it. There's pieces of it that I'm not as big on,
Yeah.
But
no, it works for him.
Yeah, I think
it's
this
fine.
is
I'd
good
be
for
7.
him.
You know what I mean? Look like a Needles
I think 7
cardigan.
is the right number.
Look like a Needles cardigan, a couple back, and he's got some nice glasses. And
when he hits it,
I like that episode.
When he hits it, it's pretty perfect. Mm-hmm. And when he misses, it's not that far off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You see what he's going for.
Yeah,
and it fits within the brand still.
I like this look for him. That's great.
Yeah, dope.
That's the one thing about the top and bottom matching and done casually like this, that we really gotta we gotta push this harder. I think this is such an easy way for you to be stylish and super comfortable, because he's got a gray sweatshirt, gray 990s, and then a nicely tailored casual gray suit.
Oh,
you look like $1 million, and honestly, that is more comfortable than wearing. That's more comfortable than wearing denim jacket and denim jeans, and jeans. I mean, it's more comfortable.
Yeah, agreed.
Physically more. comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. We might be able to push people in that realm here.
Easy. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I think you were right. I think 7 out of 10.
Yep.
At times 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps up our current thing. What was the favorite?
Elordi.
I think you're right.
There are some fits where it's
Elordi's
dude,
good.
He looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then learning that Jeremy Allen White has has completely bit my steez.
He's totally biting your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Copycat.
Fucking copycat. I'm just copying a friend's dad that I once knew, so.
Yeah.
All right.
You're copying the dude in the Miata in the newspaper that we talk about.
No, that's impossible. It's too impossible. It can't,
You'd have to
just
just
be
have
done.
the same things for 10 years and then get a Miata.
You have to have elevated yourself so far beyond fashion that this is just an extension of who you are and how you live. And I'm not there yet. I'm thinking about it way too much.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Elordi was actually...
that'd be my...
Yeah.
In terms of who dresses... What photos did we see that I think the person looks best? Mm-hmm. Elordi looks great in everything he wore.
Yeah, I agree.
But also Jeremy Allen White looks good in everything he wore, and
Austin Butler's kind of surprised
really
me. Yeah,
good in everything he wore too. So
now part of that's just being tall, handsome fellas. That's
clearly
certainly
there's a pattern
certainly
here.
Well, not Jeremy Allen White. He's a little
That's
guy.
true, and he got ripped.
Yeah,
He's not bad looking.
His overall aesthetic in Iron Claw is so good. I think part of it's just because he looks literally. We joke around so much that he looks so much like, especially Gia when she had her bangs.
Yeah, bro.
They kind of built the same, and then had the little curly brown.
But also,
bangs.
hey, Zac Efron is a good-looking dude who I think like typically the way he's cast looks good in movies too.
I've been standing Efron as long as I remember. I mean, we went and saw the DJ movie in theaters. Me and my brother-in-law. We used to love just seeing anything Efron was in because he kind of
like Neighbors.
Like Neighbors, Dirty Grandpa.
Yeah.
I like that kind of just any sort of like dumb, you know. But he also is like oftentimes, I mean, Iron Claw being an amazing example that I really think you should watch because I think you'll like that one, even though certainly is feely, but not Past Lives feely. Different. You know what I mean? It leans on very different things, and the story is so interesting and it's filmed so well that the feely stuff is sort of peppered in, and then because it's kind of like, it's fairly depressing. But excellent movie. One of my favorites. Not snubbed at the Oscars. Efron getting snubbed for his performance is insane, especially considering
who won.
You have to imagine too, like, I can't even remember off the top of my head, but you have to imagine too, like, where people come from to where they are. It should matter. You know, High School Musical to that level of grounded performance.
Sure. Like Daniel Radcliffe has never outgrown Harry Potter.
He just does Harry Potter, or that I'm not Harry Potter as a bit, you know?
And it's just like, well, dude,
it's tough. It's tough
unfortunate,
to recover,
but that's
man.
just you, bro.
To do,
and
he's tried.
Played,
Elijah Wood, great dude, seems like a nice guy, but does he hit like honest, grounded, hard performances?
No, not in like an earnest way like Zac Efron can do.
Not saying
can do a cinema movie.
He delivers
you know
character acting level, and Zac Efron should have been a character actor for the rest of his life, and I think he's broken out of it.
There was some Elijah Wood movie we watched, some sort of thriller thing. It was fine. It was good, but I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like what you're saying. Iron Claw is like a cinematic experience. It's very
it's just beautiful acting. Beautiful acting from everyone involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is fun. Let's figure out other ways we can use this.
We need a
other
new list. Someone hit us
with things you'd like our opinion. We won't do it for every one. We won't make everything a video.
I think it'll be even more fun if it's celebrities we're not familiar with their style too. I think that'll be great.
Yeah.
And don't leave out that we will do women's style too. Yeah. Although we're probably less qualified to do that. I'm iffy.
I don't know.
And Chase's opinions will be funny. So, I feel good about that.
Yeah.
All right, what should people be looking out for or doing, or what's up?
We talked deliveries in the beginning, but guys, hop on over to the podcast. Also, as of Wednesday, this comes out on Thursday, Discord is no longer a Patreon offer. To just very briefly run through that is we talked internally when we launched Patreon, we thought Discord being an offer would be great because we were trying to make sure the Patreon had tons of offers and you could look at it, and
we can be transparent. We just wanted Patreon to be the absolute best thing it could be, so we bundled every last thing that we could think about it. And and just to be clear to you guys too, if anyone ever thinks that like Patreon is some money play or whatever, it's really not. We want to be able to offer special things to the most engaged customers, and the way to do that also is that everything isn't public, quite frankly. You know what I mean, so that we can do special things for special groups of people. And that's really all it is. It's the most engaged customers all being in one place and being able to offer special discounts, special events, special merch, special things. It's just like a fun way for us to do like smaller stuff.
Agreed.
Where we can make sure that those customers are able to get those things. If you're on there, you get first access to everything to make sure bots don't, because there's only so much we can do to control that as much as we do. But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a helpful thing. We wanted to make sure that customer felt like we had them covered. That money that they spend monthly, they can easily make back, but only engaging in one of the like 8 offers.
Yeah, 100%.
And we threw Discord in there because we thought that would.
Let's just add it. It's another bullet.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
I think you.
Well, I was just gonna say, but I think you'll agree. We are a community-based situation.
Yeah.
It didn't feel right to have the community behind a paywall.
A lot of people wanted in, and we want people in there, and I don't care how you come at fashion, whether you are able to buy at the highest level or you're able to not buy at all, or if you're just a spectator or you're just starting out or you just want to come more than all of
with
us.
Some people.
I mean, there's guys in there that don't shop with us. They have amazing style. It's just we don't carry their personal style, and they're still in there to all talk. I mean, truthfully, no joke aside, there's a handful of things I'm proud of at this business more than anything else beyond where we started and where we are now. Number one, nobody that's ever started with us hasn't gotten better as an employee, and whether they've stayed with us or left, they are a much better version of themselves from when they started.
Person,
That's a thing I take a lot of pride in because I think we work really hard at that to make sure that we are all having fun all day, but also getting better.
Agreed.
I think that there is not one thing there's not one thing I look back on that we did that I don't think we've gotten better on. You know what I mean? In every regard, without hurting ourselves or being mean to ourselves,
etc. Yeah.
Just always evolving, always being better.
Internal processes, how we handle packing orders, how we handle storing shit. Yeah.
The smaller, like, little microdose thing that really affects me is when I go through and you look at kits. I've maybe mentioned this before. When you go through and you look at the kits page on Discord, which is where people post their fit pictures. When you scroll through there is guys, girls, all backgrounds from all sorts of different places and all completely different style. Some of them shop with us, some of them don't. It doesn't matter. And everyone is positive and kind and considerate, and it's cool because that's really, in my mind, what something like fashion can do and not be the thing that it's known for. And my whole goal, it was like I wanted to change that perspective for, kids like myself who thought I can never touch this with a 10-foot pole. You know what I mean? I always felt like an outsider on it, no matter how hard I worked or how hard I tried. It does not feel like that. I am very proud of that. That is 100% owed to you and the community, but I'm glad that we built something that can attract everyone.
Yeah.
And it felt just over time like, man, we got a lot of people asking to be in it. I don't always like being like, well, you have to join the Patreon. Yeah. So it was a way for us to, so here's the deal. Now, if you join Patreon today, you're brand new, you will still get all the amazing offers. I'm talking, there is monthly special giveaways. There's monthly special sales. There is
early access to drops,
everything
early
we
access
do.
To seasonal sale. Yeah.
Special merch drops, early access to all sorts of collaborations and everything. They will
digital
get
warehouse
first.
sale.
They will know digital warehouse sale. Everything that we can possibly do is all still there. And if you're joining for the first time, Patreon access, Discord access will be immediate. You will join in,
invite,
you go straight into there, and there's a special thread for you to talk to those individuals or learn things or see what's going on that way.
And whatnot.
If you want to be a part of that community because you've heard about it, and this has been like a continued thing where we keep, friends of friends, people that are just getting to know us, they want access. You'll go through Chase, you'll join a waiting list, and we'll let people in little at a time. So it's not immediate access because we really are careful to not overwhelm the community. We want to make sure it happens slowly and everyone can get to know each other, and we want to keep it a special place. So we can't just be like, here, open up the floodgates, every single person who's ever wanted in. But we will make sure that we're adding people in there regularly, just enough that you can come in, make yourself known, get to know the community, and then we'll let a little bit more in at a time.
Yep.
So it'll still be a slow trickle thing. We just wanted to make sure it was still like a great offer to our growing community of people who are interested. And I wanted to make sure, there just weren't, that shouldn't have been at different levels because, we think of ourselves as so community based, and I want to make sure that that's always a focus for us. So it's just to do that. I think it was the right thing to do. We'll make sure our Patreon people are always very taken care of and do and will. So
nothing is changing.
Nothing's changing for them. So a little bit of a change. So if this is you listen, especially if you're now an hour and whatever minutes in and you're hearing this, hit up Chase, hit up whoever you can hit us, DM us, email us, whatever you want. We'll make sure to get you on that list and try to get you moving through it as quickly as we can. But please reach out to us because that's the only way you can get onto that list. There's no public list at this time, although we are working on that.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else going on?
That's about it, baby. Let's pop over to the store. We probably got some of our own friends and whatnot. So let's go say hi.
All right. Talk soon.